Hey, what's up there, guys? Good to be with you again here today. And we have a match here in Shijiazhuang. And we're playing against the Shijiazhuang Gongfu, which is I think they're in fourth place here in our league. We really, in theory, should be able to completely destroy them this match. I'm a little bit concerned. See, they're right there in fourth. I'm a little bit concerned about our chances of winning here, mostly because they're in fourth place. And so because of that, I've kind of put out a very offensive team today rather than playing around with some of the new players. And so you'll see this as we move forward. Here's Park Myung-sung. Moves it up and over and ends up losing it, but it goes back to Kashin. Kashin over to Victor. Victor looks forward, and he was looking for, I think, Delphi there, who he just couldn't find, unfortunately for him. And they wind up with the ball just like that. And this has been a long highlight. This is kind of unusual, as they're kind of kicking the ball back and forth. And it's Lavia finally winning it off. Ravaglia had a shot on goal and wound up seeing that one deflected off to the side and is out for a corner. We've had a highlight for the first minute plus of the game, which is not what I was expecting. And the header's up there looking for Ravaglia. Can't quite find him. Lavia winds up with it in the end. So we have Jong being Ravaglia, and we have Delphi and Manta on there. So we have all four of the big strikers on at the same time. We'll just sort of take a look and see how this winds up. Jong being now takes it up himself and then looks for Manta, who can't quite get over onto that. Sufanat not playing so well so far this season. A little bit surprising. I wonder if the pressure's starting to get to him. And we're watching them sort of kick it around, but we'll win it back. Kashin wins in the air. And it ends up back to Ravaglia and then over to Jong Sanbin to Delphi. Delphi over forward looking for Jong Sanbin. Can't quite find him, but it ends up back with Lee Jin-young, then to Jong Sanbin to Ravaglia. Jong Sanbin again. And finally, Teng Shangkun, who is our former goaltender. Well, not really. We never played him. Used to be a Yanbian player. Ends up picking that ball up. And it was Jones being with a shot. He actually did have a shot on goal. It was a little bit hard to tell. At first, I thought that had been knocked backwards by the Shijiazhuang goaltender. Abrefa now throws over to Lee Jin-young, back to Abrefa. He moves upwards and then back to Park Myung-sung this time, and he gets across and looking for Jong Sang-bin, can't find him, over to Joao Victor, who hasn't been quite as offensively minded as he was when he started off with this. Park Myung-sung now, and that's the end of that highlight. So, some of these players look so good when they first come over, and then as we move up the ranks, they don't look quite as good anymore. Delphi back to Joao Victor to Lee Jin-young now. Lee Jin-young over to Jong Sang-bin. Jong Sanbin, and I'm not sure what he was doing. I think that was just taken off of him is what really happened. It was kind of an odd thing for him to do. Victor now to Lee Jin-young over to Delphi. Delphi to Jong Sanbin now, and there he has in a better position. He takes a shot from range, and we are peppering their goaltender over and over again. Lavia now with the free kick, looking for Park Myung-sung, I think it was. Couldn't find him. Back to Lavia. Takes it into a crossing position, knocks that one up, and it kind of goes off the top of the goal. I'm surprised it wasn't called out for a goal kick. That was really weird. Not quite sure what that was, but whatever. We'll take it. Lee Jin-young to Lavia. Lavia to Delphi. Delphi has a shot from range. Just can't quite get that one to go in, and it's still 0-0. We have dominated this match so far, absolutely, and this looks a little bit like what we did yesterday. Delphi over to Lee Jin-young, back to Jong Sanbin to Joao Victor. Joao Victor takes it up himself, moves it back to Lee Jin-young. Love that back pass. And unfortunately for us, Lee Jin-young not able to get that shot down, but he has a good shot at it, and it's a good attempt. Ends up back with Liu Xiaoziang over to Joao Victor now, and he just runs it forward. That's what we used to see from him all the time. Looks for Delphi. Great pass. There's a attempt at a cross. Doesn't really work. Back to Lee Jin-young, back to Victor. And his next attempt at the cross also goes nowhere. It ends up all the way back with Abrefa, playing in the unfamiliar center back position. Delphi now looks forward for Rovaglia and ends up hitting a defender, back to Manta, and then over to Abrefa, back to Kashin. Kashin, back to Abrefa. Abrefa looks forward for Manta. There's Sufanat, and he gets across into Delphi, and that's a beautiful goal by Delphi. Really good work there. I guess that's what you call wing play, right? Because both of those are the attacking wingers. That was an amazing pass, and then Delphi, of course, is not going to miss with that header. and it's 1-0 Yanbian FC. I mean, this is great vision and a little bit of creativity to set this one up. What a pass. And then, I mean, there's no way you're going to stop it. No one's going to stop that goal. And Jonas Delphi is still the leading scorer in the league and is starting to really, really dominate. It's still 1-0 Yanbian FC, and their throw goes over to Abrefa, and he loses it on the header. Finally goes back to Joao Victor to Delphi. Delphi back to Liu Shaoxing, really dangerous pass, forward to Abrefa, Rovaglia now to Teng Shangkun, looks forward for Delphi, and he's in behind the defense. Teng Shangkun is equal to the task, and he makes the save, but that's what happens. And there's a free kick here for Shijiazhuang, and that one knocks off of our wall and back out for a corner. Zhang Xinlin is going to take this, and it's backwards. Abrefa heads it out of the danger zone over to Rovaglia. Rovaglia now back to Park Myung-sung, and that's the end of that highlight, and then ends up with them again for a free kick. Rovaglia, though, was able to win this one off of his man. Dong Sangbin now to Lavia to Lee Jin-yong. Looks forward, knocks it forward for Delphi. Delphi back to Victor over to Dong Sangbin, who has a shot from close range, and that one knocks off a defender. I think that these teams are putting pressure on Zhong Sanbing and are double teaming him most of the time. I think that's what's really happening. Rovaglia knocks that one back, and unfortunately that's the end of the highlight. Delphi, you can see here, Delphi has space, and every time we pass it in here to Zhong Sanbing, he has somebody who's all on top of him and who's blanketing him. I think that's what the real problem has been with Zhong Sanbing so far in this save. As we've gotten control of him, I don't think there's a problem with his ability. I think that he's just being frustrated by the defense. Liu Shaoxing is forced to make a really good save off of the shot from Zhang Xinlin, and this is going to go out for a corner again, and we're in a little bit of trouble here. Let's see if we can get this defense to step up, and that's not the way that we really wanted to do it. Rovaglia has to get that header to knock that one backwards. That's kind of surprising because he's playing as a striker. He is all over the place in this one. Zhang Xinlin now knocks this forward. Kaixin finally heads it back, and then it's with Joao Victor, and we have a chance for a counterattack. And Victor makes a poor pass and passes it backwards, Yi Jin-yong to Delphi, Zhong Sanbin now. And he knocks it forward, looking for Rovaglia. Can't quite find him, to Mwanta, back to Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung looking for Rovaglia, can't find him, but Mwanta wins it off of him, and that should have been a goal from Sufanat. And, I mean, we'll give Teng Shangkun the praise for being able to actually make the save. But Mwanta really, I mean, Teng Shangkun was in a good position, but you got to take at least another step and get a better shot off than that. That was a little bit disappointing. That should have been a goal. Park Myung-sung now to Lavia. Lavia looks forward for Zhong Sanbin, finds him with space, and is knocked off of him back to Delphi, who just takes a shot, and that's a goal. And that's number 2 for Delphi today. 2-0 Yanbian FC. He has 10 goals already this season, and I mean, we haven't played that many games, and that's the sort of season it's going to turn out for him. It looks like. That was taken off by Lucas Costa, who's just trying to clear it, and he cleared it straight to our attacker, and that's what happens when you get that counter attack. And we are beating them every way possible. Yi Jin-yong now knocks it forward to Rovaglia, back to Lavia, over to Mwanta, over to Rovaglia again. Rovaglia in a great position, and he doesn't, I don't know what that was. It's what we want him to do. It's all right. Lavia knocks it forward to looking for Rovaglia, can't find him. Rovaglia was injured for quite a while, which is part of the problem. Kaixin, of all people, takes a shot. That's our center back. Maybe we should tell him not to do that. We have an XG of about 2. It's 2-0 Yanbian FC, and I mean, this is still the first half of play. A little bit over 1,000 people here in Shijiazhuang. As you can tell, football in this version of China is definitely not very popular. We're doing our best to try to popularize it, but we can't do too much about how these other teams that we play against are doing at home. And Mwanta has, I was just looking at 7.0. Rating after that first half. I think that's all because of that assist that he was able to get. Not really a great game for him, and Delphi's called for a foul here. It's going to be a yellow card for him. And this is going to be a free kick for Shijiazhuang, and then that is the end of that highlight. So happily for us, we don't have to watch them attack. Instead, we attack. Here's Victor with the pass. Looking for Lavia. It goes back to Mwanta. Mwanta now over to Abrefa. And back to Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung sort of walks it forward, makes a little bit of a move over back to Lavia, to Yi Jin-yong. Yi Jin-yong to Mwanta. Mwanta takes it backwards to Lavia, to Park Myung-sung now as we reset to Lavia again. Park Myung-sung. And can't really find much space. Passes it to Lavia, who then loses it. And he's back, though, in good position, trying to win it back for us. And that is the end of that highlight. Fabio now passes in, and Mwanta intercepts and just cannot get it. I think he was looking for, it was Zhong Sanbing who he was looking for. And it was an okay pass, but could have been a little bit better. We need to still work on the cohesion. Cui Lin for Shijiazhuang makes a good move and then tries to kick the ball from about the halfway line. I'm not sure what he was trying to do with that. The little free kick there was Park Myung-sung trying a header, and that one didn't go in either from too far out. And nothing has happened so far here in the second half. We're about 10 minutes into it. Xia Jiahui was trying to knock that forward. Zhang Xilin finally wins it away for Shijiazhuang, and it's with Wang Zihao, and we're able to win it back. And there's Rovaglia with it over to Delphi. We have another fast break over to Mwanta. And unfortunately for us, that is one off of Mwanta. And that's kind of a shame because we had a real good-looking offensive opportunity there, and it ends up being wasted. Abrefa finally wins this back off to Mwanta, and he has a pass exploratory looking forward for Zhong Sanbin, who can't quite get there. And that's the end of the highlight. Here's Joao Victor now, and he knocks it forward again looking for Zhong Sanbin, and he just still can't quite get there. Back to Kashin, over to Abrefa. Abrefa to Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung forward to Mwanta. Mwanta now walks it back laterally, takes a shot himself, and then another shot, forcing an excellent save from Teng Shangkun, who's having a really, really good game in goal for Shijiazhuang. He's the only one who's playing well. And here is Joao Victor with the corner. I was going to say we don't have much of possession here, but what we've had has been amazing. Joao Victor gets this over the line, and there's no call for anything, which is ridiculous. And that is... Joao Victor was standing on the other side of the line there at the back. I'm not quite sure how that wasn't called out for a goal kick. That was bizarre. We've had a number of bizarre things happening so far in this match. Still a poor match from Zhong Sanbin. Mwanta also not exactly having the best match of his life. Rovaglia can't seem to hit anything, and we're still up 2-0. Joao Victor now looks forward to Abrefa, and there's a goal, and I guess that is onside. And yep, they're going to call that onside. That is Abrefa's first goal for us, and that's 3-0 Yanbian. And that really punishes Teng Shangkun, who I think that will end the mind games here. Teng Shangkun needs to stay back. Instead, he decides to go to the place where you're not supposed to go, and Abrefa is able to just sort of nudge that one over. And we're making the most of our free kick opportunities, and that's what the board likes to see, and so that should make some people happy with us. And as Mwanta trying to win this one back off, can't quite do so. We have the 3-0 lead, which means that we're comfortably in the driver's position. We can sort of put cruise control on. Delphi now over to Ijin upwards to Mwanta. Mwanta finds Rovaglia. Rovaglia knocks a shot from range, and it was a good shot from Pietro, and really could have been a goal-scoring chance. Abrefa now going to take this corner, moves back, and then moves forward with the kick, looking for Rovaglia, finds him, but it kind of knocks backwards over to Mwanta. Mwanta then back to Lavia, and that ends the highlight, and we are only a couple of minutes away from yet another victory. And everybody's looking tired. We'll just leave them in. Abrefa passes to Victor, looking forward to Delphi, and he has a wild shot from range, looking for the hat trick, and that's not going to do it. And no hat trick today for Delphi, but I don't think that he really cares that much. We end up getting mysteriously another minute of extra time. Zhong Sanbin is injured, which is going to be a problem. There is the whistle. We dominated this match from beginning to end, and I hope that you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this one fairly, though it would have been nice to see a little better performance from Zhong Sanbin. And I hope you're having a good day. I will talk with you again tomorrow. Bye.